I don't know what happened before, but continuing. So here we look for two values that multiply to give 60, but add to give negative 60, but add to give negative 4x. So let's do 10 and 6. 10 and 6 might work. So we go 10 and 6, and I'm going to put 10 and 6 multiplies to give 60. So they has to be a negative. So I'm going to put my negative there. So that would give us negative 60. And do they add to give negative 4x? Of course they do. So x times 6 is 6x. Negative 10 times x is negative 10x. If you add them together, you're going to get negative 4x. So that maths checks out, which means we've got our factors. So our factors, remember we write them crossways, and I know it doesn't matter at this particular point because the x's don't have any coefficient in front, but it will. So this, just get into a habit of doing it. So our factors are x minus 10, x plus 6 equals to 0. We pull them out. Now, pull them out. X minus 10 equals 0. X plus 6 equals 0. And then we solve for each one. So x is equal to 10 and x is equal to negative 6. So those are our two solutions. And again, if I have to show you, negative 6, positive 10, that's what we've got. All right. Last one. So it doesn't look like a quadratic, but if we're trying to solve it, the first thing you would want to do is you'd want to get rid of that fraction by moving this x to the other side. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x basically. So I get x plus 6 is equal to x squared, and now it's looking a lot nicer. So I'm going to move all this over to the other side. So 0 is equal to x squared. Now that's on the other side, it's going to be negative x, and that is going to be negative 6. Okay. And then I could put my 0 here, really. Doesn't make a difference. Here, we're going to cross multiply, or use the cross method, sorry. That's x and that's x. And over here, two values that multiply to give negative 6, but add to give negative 1x. So the number that comes into mind is going to be 3 and 2, and because it's a negative, I'm going to put my negative there. Okay, so negative 3 plus 2 is going to give me negative 1. That's a 1 there. So we've got our factors, x minus 3, x plus 2 is equal to 0. And our answer is going to be x equals to 3 and x is equal to negative 2, because we would make each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. And those are our two answers. Now we don't have to plot, but I'm getting you used to it because you're eventually going to, especially if we're going to do methods. That's negative 2 and that's positive 3, and those are the 2 points where the parabola is going to cut. So I hope that was helpful and your work is on OneNote.